Twice as nice life advice from the Wish You Had Dad. This is John Gafford, and today I'm going to give you guys something pretty special. I want to talk about how to meet anybody you want to meet. We all have heroes, we all have idols, we all see people doing well in business, and you're like, man, I would like to be close to that person. I'd like to get 5 minutes with them. I'd like to be in their sphere. I'd like to do something. And I'm going to tell you the difference in people that get that done and the people that don't. Now, first of all, let's talk about how all of you guys, or the majority of you guys, probably do stuff like that now. With Instagram and LinkedIn and all these different things, it's really simple to get messages to these people. But the reality of it is, if they're somebody big or have a lot of followers or they're busy people, those messages probably fall on deaf ears a lot. Or you get the dreaded thumbs up, message back in Instagram, where they don't even put a word. It's just you get the thumbs up symbol is all you get. And I'm going to tell you why that happens. 90%, probably 95% of the messages that I get when people want to either pick my brain, look at my, give me 10 minutes to look at my business, whatever it may be, it's always requests that are framed in a way that are about the sender. Hey, can you please give me 5 minutes of your time to look at this? Hey, can you do this for me, for me, for me, for me? That's what I get. And I got to tell you, I got enough, I don't even have so many hours in the day. I don't have time to run around doing stuff for other people that I don't even know. So if you think I'm busy, some of the people that you would probably want to have meetings with are twice as busy as I am. So they're not even going to look at that stuff. You're not even going to get the pop-up thumb. You're just going to get the crickets, dead silence is what you're going to get. Now, how do you change that? Well, you've got to frame this in a way where you are leading with value. You've got to come to these people with value. Now, I learned this, and there's a great book out there by a dear friend of mine called Steve Sims, who wrote a book called Blue Fishing. I'll put a link below to help Steve out. You should buy his book. Now, Steve is the real life Wizard of Oz. I've interviewed him a bunch of times. We've done a bunch of stuff together. I've had him on. I consider Steve now one of my friends. But how did I get connected to Steve? I knew there was this guy that was writing this book that was amazingly talented at what he did, which is really people when you come down to it. And I wanted to interview him and have him share with our agents at my real estate company, of which there's about 400 of them. I wanted him to share with those people in a mastermind setting. And I'm thinking, okay, so what can I do for this guy? How's this guy who deals with the richest of the rich and the elitist of the elite, how am I going to get his attention to make him want to do something? So I start thinking, how can I come with value? So my sister is a very highly rated talk radio DJ, or talk radio personality, actually, in Denver. She has a great show. It's all talk. And she's very highly rated in Denver, very well respected. And I called her and I said, hey, what if I could hook you up with the real life Wizard of Oz? He just wrote this book, check this video out, etc. My sister was like, wow, that'd be cool. I really like it. So then I turn around and I send Steve a message, and it simply says this: hey, I think I have a way that I can help you sell a bunch of books. My sister's one of the highest rated talk radio personalities in the country. I've already spoken with her about you. I could probably get you on there. Right? He immediately hits me back. We start talking. We get a dialogue. We go through this dialogue. I wind up setting him up. He gets on the show. It moves the needle a little bit for his books, I guess, in Denver. We start doing some things. And then he says the magic words, which are what you want to hear in a relationship like this. Wow, that was really great. Thank you. Is there anything I can do for you? At which point we began a relationship of give and take, which is how good relationships are. All good relationships are like bank accounts. There's deposits and withdrawals, and you always have to make sure that your account stays even. Another great story that I've heard is my friend Brad Lee, who is a big time IG guy here in town, has a great podcast called Dropping Bombs. Check that out. I'll put a link down below this for that as well if you haven't checked it out. But Brad told a story one time about this very thing, about building value. And he was talking about, he was in a bar one time, I think he was in Nashville, and I believe it was Reba McEntire. Brad, if you're watching this, it wasn't Reba. I'm doing the best I can trying to remember this. But you said that Reba McEntire was at a table and your wife really wanted to meet her. So rather than run over and jump on her, because she was there with some people, I believe you sent a bottle of some really expensive booze over to that table, but just tell the waitress to say, thank you so much, your music's meant a lot to us. And then Reba actually got up and walked over to the table and introduced herself to Brad and his wife. Another great example of leading with value instead of leading with being on the take. Everybody's on the take. It's easy to be on the take. Be somebody out there that can connect the dots for people. Be somebody that can say, okay, what do you need? Let me find the solution and let me lead with the solution or assistance to whatever you're working on. That's a person that becomes a magnet instead of a parasite, and people will gravitate to you. So hopefully you guys take this advice. Next time you want to meet your heroes, get in business with somebody, get in a room with somebody, just talk to somebody for 5 minutes. You'll use this advice. And like your mom always said, when you're out there, hopefully you're making good choices. I'm John Gafford. This is Wish You Had Dad. I'll see you guys soon.